Hi there, welcome to I Alone Fly Tarot. I'm going to do a tarot card reading for Taurus energy, and for this round we're just going to see what comes out as a conversation topic. We have the Queen of Wands and the Wise Counselor, and the reason it came out is because of the Two of Cups. So I view Queen of Wands energy as when, and the queens can represent how we think and feel. And then this look is a masculine figure, so that can be how people present themselves in the world. High vibe people are inspired to be in life giving energy like hope and faith and belief and love and treating other people the way they want to be treated, being loving, being warm, being authentic. And you are being a wise counselor to other people in your life who work together with you in love. So, what else? Let's see. Let's grab this deck. No, not that one. This one. What else wants to be said about this story for people harnessing some high vibe Taurus energy? And high vibe Taurus is kind of being like a spiritual leader, being someone who walks the talk, not just acting like a pillar of society and trying to maintain a certain image or status in the world, but you really are who you say you are. The Eight of Cups, because of the Six of Swords, the Eight of Cups walks away from the Seven of Cups, which is kind of living a more emotionally shallow, superficial life and being in more emotionally shallow, superficial relationships and learning to love yourself. And the Eight of Cups is headed to the Nine of Cups, about being more emotionally independent from harnessing these energies in a more worldly way, where you're operating more from shadowy Leo, Taurus, and Cancer energy, where you're more in love with yourself or your ego or your image and having a certain status and image. We all grow up in the world, so we can all kind of get caught up in that in the first couple decades of our life. But then we kind of realize, we probably don't find it as emotionally fulfilling as we did. And we don't like the world and our ego and our fear and all these things manipulating us. So we learn to love ourselves. Why? Because the Six of Swords moves away from the Five of Swords. And the 5 and the 6 and the 7 are all Aquarius energy, about we had a dream. But when we're living life, we learn all these lessons in life, and it's all about trying to help us get clear about what our truth is and what our truth isn't. And something about living your life in this energy in a more worldly, from a more worldly viewpoint. We all had these things we wanted to accomplish in our life and certain things we wanted in our life. And we were kind of caught up in the worldly dream. And we could have invested in all those things. But then we saw the truth that it was causing us mental conflict, because we maybe didn't find it as emotionally fulfilling as we thought we would. So then we want to have our dreams come into reality, and at one point making our life more about ourselves or our ego or our image or being in relationships or something could have been what we thought was our truth. It could even be switching like career fields. I did that, but that really isn't the truth of the career I would really like to be in. It doesn't bring me joy and happiness. It might be good for my ego and my image, might make more people want to maybe be in a relationship with me, but that's not why I want to live my life. I want to really live the life of my dreams in a way, and my life in a way that's more emotionally fulfilling. So if I have to leave certain jobs, certain friendships, certain habits, certain ways of living life that I no longer find is aligned with my truth, I love myself. And from the 2 to the 8, taking back the 6 of Cups, which again is the 8 of Cups walks away from the 7 of Cups. The 6 and the 7 of Cups is Scorpio energy, which again can be living a more emotionally shallow, superficial life, or being in relationships with people who are, and is kind of feeling that I do want a more deep, meaningful relationship. I do want I think we're here for a higher purpose. I don't think it's just about these things. Love is what makes it all worthwhile. Enjoying my day, enjoying my career field, enjoying and having deep, meaningful relationships with people is what I want. So, what's the advice for Taurus energy? Okay, we have a card not showing itself because of the Three of Pentacles. What is the advice? Well, Capricorn energy is about putting in work and effort to build that legacy. And we need to quit harnessing this energy in a more worldly, shadowy way. And when we quit aligning with that energy in a more worldly, shadowy way, the people that we used to hang out with in the world or be in relationships with or jobs that kind of are more about that way of living life, you know, we might have to cut some of those people out of our life or keep our distance from them, because now what you need to do is harness that in a more high vibrational way. And it's the Three of Cups. So you can be a very loving person. The Three of Cups is Cancer energy. But before, maybe we didn't require people to be just and fair. And love is to be just and fair, where people work with you cooperatively in a just and fair way and act with character and integrity and motivated and inspired by love. But some people want us to move forward in a relationship with them because it is good for their ego and their image and their status, but they could be using their emotions kind of more manipulatively in a relationship, and they could want you to stay in it, kind of moving forward in a relationship where it is more about indulging yourself in these things of the world and more about looking like a shining star in the world, but feeling like it's really not love. Because if the other people aren't harnessing high vibe Queen of Wands energy, they're operating from a more worldly, shadowy Queen of Wands energy of ego, kind of living more from their mind than their heart, driven and motivated by all these things of the world, or it works for them, it's good for their ego and image, but it's not really love, and they use their emotions manipulatively in a relationship. And it's like, I want someone who authentically works together with me from love, not just the like illusion of love. Um, so the advice is to love your own foundation, love yourself, and Cancer and Capricorn are on opposite sides of the zodiac wheel. So it's about, and the sixes can talk about balance. I need to get balance between my more loving nature and my more worldly nature. And if I get in relationships, they have to be more balanced in that way too, instead of me being maybe a loving, giving, nurturing person, but I get in a relationship with someone who's kind of more about the world. I want balance. I want these things of the world like other people, but I'm not willing to sacrifice love and authentic, deep, meaningful relationships to have those things. And other people are, or live more from their mind than their heart. Being in relationships with people who interact with me and love is the driving factor is what's most important. So what could be the outcome if some people in their Taurus energy learn to walk the talk, love themselves, look at life from a higher perspective, keep life in perspective, see the truth, deal with the truth, speak their truth, and don't let their more emotional nature or loving nature cause them to get manipulated in relationships. You know, maybe if you used to be someone where you did let your heart kind of be the lead, I mean, it's one thing to treat people with love and respect and encouragement, which would be from love, but I have to be more grounded and practical because there's people in the world who will try to take advantage of my loving nature. And the Three of Pentacles can be, I need to get to know people more before I let my heart get too invested in them. I need to figure out what their truth is, what their dreams are. Are they more about indulging themselves, being indulged in a relationship, more about the world and ego and image, or are they someone who operates from a foundation of love? And if they're not someone who operates from a foundation of love, then I'm going to keep moving on. So, What's ahead? Something we don't see coming. Why? Because of the Emperor. So the Emperor is about, well, it's Aries energy for one. Well, you could look as the Emperor as the boss, you know. God has a plan for our life. God's the ultimate boss in the world. And God wants you to let love and intuition be what guides your decisions. But another way I would look at this is as time goes by, if you're not there already, you will be making much better decisions in your life. The Emperor is harnessing all four kings of the deck. I've let my heart run my life. I've let my mind run my life. I've let my worldly nature run my life. I've let my more passionate nature run my life. And I've learned all these lessons about those different areas of life, and I've learned that they're all equally important. Where before, I might just thought love was the most important thing, and other aspects of my life kind of went in the toilet. I could have been defensive, and then I let my mind run my life, and then other things in my life kind of went in the toilet. And it's harnessing all four of them, knowing that all four aspects of yourself are important. So being a good leader in your own life, and part of being a good leader in your own life is making good decisions in your life, rejecting harnessing this energy in a more worldly, shadowy way. And when you quit harnessing that in a more shadowy way, you'll probably kind of distance and detach, and people will move away from you. Because the reason you were in relationships with some people is you were, to some degree, on the same page in a way of viewing life or something, or a philosophy of life. And when you no longer view life that way and you're inspired to live your life differently, then you're kind of not on the same page as them anymore. And you'll probably go start doing other things. They'll probably start doing other things and hanging out with different people. And you're going to be harnessing this energy in a more high vibrational way, which not everybody in your life will understand or even believe. What is it? Oh, that's funny. The Emperor. So previously, we could have thought we were the boss. I can do what I want. I can go indulge in these things of the world. I can make my life more about me. I can get in relationships. I'm sure it'll turn out fine, even though my intuition might be screaming at me that this is not going to work out the way you think, or this person isn't who you think they are. And our intuition was given to us as a gift. And, you know, harnessing high vibe Queen of Wands energy is now listening to your intuition. You know, we were given our intuition as a gift, just like bats have sonar to navigate in the dark. And, but we as human beings think we're the boss. Oh no, look, God, I think this is going to be fun. I'm going to go indulge in this. And then it really wasn't love. It was more lust or greed or pride or ego or codependency. And the other people were happy to work with us because we were somehow maybe operating more out of our shadow nature. So you're no longer in your more shadowy Aries energy. You're more motivated and inspired by being free and independent of your more worldly, immature nature. And those are the people you want to be in a relationship. Other people who've learned some of the same lessons you've learned that aren't still operating more out of defensiveness or immaturity or ego or manipulation or something like that. And that's what, you know, you could kind of needless look the same. But what people don't realize is you harness your Aries energy differently. What motivates and inspires you is different. And you could have looked kind of like a boss in the world before, but now you could be making much more better decisions in your life because you really have learned these lessons in life and learned to love yourself and be more independent in the world. And no longer are people able to emotionally manipulate you in your more loving, nurturing nature because you've learned to get more balance within yourself to not, you know, if that's kind of your crux is like, shit, I just, you know, I like loving and nurturing people, but I have to be practical and grounded. If I don't want to be manipulated by people, I need to love and believe in myself enough and keep focused on the bigger picture, get to know people, stand up for myself and what I believe in, which can be a loving way, but I don't move forward with people in a more involved relationship until I know their truth and get to know what drives and motivates them. And then once I know what kind of drives and motivates them, is it ego, image, indulgence, lust, greed, whatever, then I will decide who am I going to walk away from and who am I going to move forward with. Because it's no longer going to be about people emotionally manipulating my loving nature. And I'm also not going to try to change other people. If they're happy living their life in a more worldly, shadowy way, I hope it works out for you. I'm moving on because that's not my dream. And I've already been in relationships with people who are like that. And I already know that's not my truth. And I don't find that emotionally fulfilling. So I'm going to walk away from them. They will not be people I work together with anymore in a loving relationship. I might see them in the world, that's fine. But no more working together with them from a foundation of love anymore because I don't view them as someone I want to be in a love relationship with. So there you go, Taurus energy. I wish you peace, love, and joy, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.